Just what can you guys take from the last Northwestern game to apply this time?
From the last Northwestern game?
Yeah.
Can't turn the ball over.
Does that, when you guys turn the ball over against Rutgers, is that a good reminder to just sharpen it? Because it didn't seem, there was pressure, obviously, Rutgers could do something. It seemed a lot of stuff you guys could control.
Absolutely. I think certain times, different situations, we preach and practice and drill, but, games bring out different situations and things happen. It's the game of basketball. The good thing about Rutgers is we won. I think Coach gave us a stat yesterday. We're like 6-48 whenever we turn the ball over and get out rebounded. But the good thing about that is we did win, and so we can move forward from it, learn from it, and try to take care of the ball better and work better on our rebounding. So,
is this the most comfortable you've been in your ball screen offense in terms of getting those shots off the action? You're shooting the ball really well this season, obviously.
Yeah, I would say it kind of goes with comfortability, but more so just being ready, being mentally prepared. And then I feel like in the past I kind of try to be selective and find the perfect shot and make every single shot. But over the course of the year, past 2 years, I've just tried to focus on playing the game instead of like how I play the game. Being ready to take shots that maybe a year ago I wouldn't have shot. Just believing in my ability, and then my teammates believe in me more whenever I show more confidence. And so I think when everything comes together and our players are playing well and I'm playing well and I'm aggressive, it helps everybody.
Yeah.
Lance being aggressive, Brandon being aggressive, it helps everybody.
Good example of that, the 2 back-to-back shots you hit against Rutgers and the 3 on the inbounds and then the mid-range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like I was open and I was ready, so I took my chance.
Do you feel like things changed from a defensive perspective after you've made some shots? Because right after you made those back-to-back shots, there was a really easy entry into Zach, and he got a pretty easy basket, and it didn't seem like it was a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how the team scout me, but possibly there could be a change. I think when anybody hits a couple shots in a row, their attention to detail on that person kind of goes up a little bit. Even from just a human aspect, you don't want the person that you're guarding to score more and to have a good game. And so that might have been the case. But yeah.
After Rutgers, Matt talked about drawing something up for you. Brought the hot hand. Does that, do you feel that like you're in a bit of a different role this year in terms of how offense can actually run through you with your shooting, particularly?
I wouldn't say I'm in a different role. There are times whenever I've had a couple plays drawn for me, but I wouldn't necessarily I'm in a different role. I would consider my role to still be the same. Just kind of elevating my performance in my role. I think that's the biggest way to say it. And then, whenever I hit a couple shots, I do appreciate getting some plays called for. So that was nice. Yeah.
With what's happened at Northwestern the last 2 times, does that give you any extra motivation when they come here?
Yes, absolutely. They obviously, like you said, had beat us the past couple games, and that always leaves a bad taste. And so we're just fighting to get it out and play them again and defend home court.
I know you mentioned your guys' turnovers, but what about Northwestern makes them so different?
They're just active. They know how to play. They're well coached. They're mature, experienced guys. And so whenever you have that maturity and experience in the Big Ten, it comes out whenever everybody's on the same page. And Coach Payne always preaches that, like, us being on the same page is better than doing the right or wrong thing. When we're on the same page, we can help each other out and we know what each other is doing. And so I would say the same thing for them. They don't have all the 5-star recruits, the super athletic players. They just have good guys that know how to play and that want to play.
Have there been certain opponents, certain games that this team, and specifically the seniors, have sort of taken personally this year?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I definitely say so. The games at the beginning of the year in Maui, we took that personal. Nobody thought we would win. We're playing against Blue Bloods, maybe more prolific programs, but the media thinks that. We don't think that. We think we have the best country. We have the best team, best program in the country. And so, we definitely play with a little bit more attention to detail, aggressiveness, whatever it is. You definitely get a little bit more hyped up for those games. Rutgers, at IU. Yes, there are games that have previous history, past history that kind of elevate the level of the game. But at the same time, we try our best to approach every game the same and prepare and be mentally ready for it.
You've been part of this program for a long time. Is offensive rebounding just part of its culture now, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, back to the possession war. Coach always preaches how if we rebound more and better than the other team, and keep our turnovers to a minimum, we just give ourselves a better chance to play the game. Whenever we give them more chances to score and give ourselves less chances to score, 2 and 2 does equal 4, and majority of the time they'll beat us. But when we have more shots at goal and we're just playing better, getting more attempts, and everybody's feeling better, more than not, we win. So.
Obviously, every game matters, but when you look at Rutgers out-rebounding you, the turnovers that you had there, and you win the game, how valuable is that, especially when you're still looking at Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings?
I don't know how valuable it is. It does
a way to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely shows maturity and experience within our team. We've been through those type of games and a couple possessions with the other way. And in the Rutgers game, I felt like in winning time, we did a really good job of executing and playing together and communicating. And so that's what ultimately helped us get the win. Yes, the turnovers and rebounding hurts, but there's other ways to win the game. So.
With just back to the offensive rebounding, is it as simple as effort? Is it systematic? Is it the fact you've always had a big guy who occupies a lot of attention?
I think it's a little bit of everything. If we're on offense and we're taking bad shots, it's hard to get offensive rebounds. One, because the rebounders of the team don't know that shot's going up, and then 2, it could be just like very out of rhythm and nobody is in rebounding position. I think we do a good job of running plays that make sure everybody's in the right position to do their job specifically. And so whenever we have I wouldn't say necessarily broken plays, because broken plays happen sometimes. I would say more so bad shots, bad shot selection is what hurts our rebounding. But effort is the first thing. Yes, if you're not being mindful of being where you're supposed to be, rebounding when you're supposed to, then you're not going to rebound. But if you're intentionally going out to do that, then more times than not, you'll be successful.
Is there a science to following up missed free throws? I've seen you on all fours, crawling under people.
No, I would say it just goes back to effort. I did shoot the ball, and so I should know where the ball is going more than anybody. But it's just more so rebounding is just being into the game, being locked in, being ready. Yes, there is some sort of science to it, but I would say effort and mentality precedes the science.
Bob Cousy